Hello and welcome to Lord Lukan.
What happened to Lord Lukan? I have no idea who Lord Lukan is, so...
Well, hands on the bonnet and spread 'em. It's 90-day fiancé before the 90 days. And don't miss some of this excitement.
Are you a psychopath?
Then we get some relationship tips from Dave. And Tyray shoots his shot.
So, are you in a relationship right now?
Hello there, mon petit poulet. I've ordered a round of love for those who've subscribed, you beautiful people, and a selection from the top row for the members of the Lukan Manor. Communication is loosely defined as doing a message in some kind of language. Dave has the challenge of not being able to use some of the world's universal methods of communicating, and so his body and motions do all the chit-chat. One difference between physical language and verbal language is that unless we have a bit of a problem controlling it,
and the children aren't going to be judged and...
Absolutely. Well,
Judged!
Here, everybody...
then the stuff that comes out of our mouths has usually passed through some sort of internal board of censorship. Well, in some cases it does.
Shut your mouth! Beat your dog's bang up!
Whereas if your language extends from not just your face but all of your body, then that's a whole bunch of shh you've got to keep track of. One thing about Dave, regardless of the challenges he has, is that his body language is so loud that keeping secrets requires handcuffs and a mask. Look like Gino's love life, really. With that in mind, let's watch Dave and Sheila go out to the local sports bar. Not sure if this means sports or bar. Whatever it is, it looks like good wholesome fun to me. So Dave rocks up at the bar. Actually, it was way more cool than that.
They see me rolling.
And who's this at the end? 3 days in the Philippines and Dave's going for daddy status. Actually, you know that Shabudget 50 Cent who did that song?
They see me rolling.
He's got some super tough ghetto friends to play at making videos too.
Swinging.
Well, I checked my receipt and it said Lil Wayne, but I think you've sent me Chris from Love After Lockup. Anyway, they arrive at the bar and meet the friendly staff.
Hi, Mom. Hi, sir. Welcome to Barcode.
Well, aside from the fact it sounded like she called Sheila Mum,
Hi, Mom.
I think she said the bar is called Marcos, which probably means it's named after Ferdinand Marcos, or Bong Bong as they call him. But that's a bit of a crazy story and is well worth Google. Anyway, the appearance of the barmaid has given him a bit of a thirst. But cheeky old Dave goes for a sneaky peeky and plays the old just having a look around card. Flawless work there, Dave. What was I looking at? Oh, well, I was just checking out that plant over there. Really brings in an air of sophistication to the place. Making small chat, the girls ask Dave,
"What do you think about this bar?"
and he takes a moment to reflect upon that thought. Yeah, it's alright, it'll do. But then this happens.
Maraming babae.
Oh, really? I didn't notice. Too busy noticing all this flora about the place. But do have pity for the guy. It's the old classic. Man gets busted checking out the window dressing. And what's he gonna do? Well, attempt one is to stall by keeping his mouth busy with other stuff. So what's he gonna say? He could go for the pedestrian kind of reply. Like, I was just checking out the place and she happened to be in my eyeline. But that's way too cult or big Ed level. Maybe he'll go for the cheesy overdose with something like, I was looking at her and was thinking how pleased I am to have you. Or the slightly slimy, I was thinking you'd wear that better. But given her sports bar uniform, that probably wouldn't make her feel that classy. So what's Dave's solution to the problem? First of all, totally wimp out of having any kind of opinion. But later he tries to offer his perspective.
No, I was just only looking at their face.
Yeah, that's the expression I make when I have a right good look at someone's eyes too. So apart from that, what else is on the amazing damage limitation plan that Dave's hatched?
And he says, "I love you."
I see. Grovel. Groveling is the next stage of the plan. Genius. She'll be totally distracted by all that lovey-dovey. Yeah, maybe not. Okay, one more strategy to go for. If all else fails, go for the old leg wiggle jiggle tap tap maneuver. And now everything's fine, except they decide to change the subject to the cost of fixing Sheila's home. And though he's got 2 jobs, Dave doesn't earn a lot. And he's hoping that if he pays some of the work, then Sheila will get a job and help out with the finances.
And find a job siguro. Kung anong...
And Sheila's thrilled at the proposal.
Pwede kami mag-discuss.
I can see why some people think she's a gold digger, and refusing to work may contribute to that. But she's a woman who needs some support. She's just lost her mother and has to fix her little health hazard.
Maybe you think she wants your money?
I'd say this is a genuine need.
Not want your money.
If she needed a luxury penthouse in a high-class end of town, that probably wouldn't get much sympathy. But this is definitely a time where I might consider getting involved. Although Sheila's avoiding getting a job is a concern for him. But on the other hand, she is looking for a man who can take care of her and her family.
David doesn't have the money to support me in general.
And with that, I'd like to invite you to a place where the men were men and so were the women.
Welcome to England.
That's right, we're off to see this happy couple. Could have at least ironed your shirt, mister. Christian can be quite entertaining, really. Lots of things he says sounds really rude for some reason.
But
Good job. But it's not a laughing matter, because Christian and Cleo need to have some more discussion about why Christian denied checking out the local beef Wellington. And part of his defense is to elicit pity by reminding Cleo of what she'd said to him.
are you a psychopath?
Okay, well, maybe she was a little bit direct, but it's not the end of the world.
I did not say, are you a psychopath? I said, this is psychopath behavior. Like,
Ah, I see. It's like saying, I wasn't calling you an arsehole, I was just pointing out the incredible amount of crap coming out of you.
I mean, I'm not going to be in a relationship with somebody that calls me these types of things.
But does he tick the boxes of the psychopathy test? Well, here's one now, with a whole bunch of stuff that I can't be bothered to read. And this is the court of the internet. And everyone knows that judgment's always 100% accurate. So we're just gonna say he is without any real thought or research. Good job, us. Anyway, she says she has concerns about the pressure that he feels from society. And he says,
I could care about what society thinks.
yeah, sure you don't. You've only come on an international show about your life and have not one care about how you're perceived. Maybe that's why he looks like he's in rehab for coneheads. So Cleon responds with a pretty reasonable reply.
I'm more interested in understanding
giving you the
where your
truth. There-
feelings.
So he gets all annoyed because he's all calm and rational.
And this is the thing, is now you're questioning me when I'm telling you the truth.
She didn't question him. She just didn't back off at the suggestion of him struggling. And I can't believe she's questioning all this truth he's doing. I mean, it's like his truth and everything. So much so that he still uses the code word intimacy when he talks about their sexy time.
Ever feel bad about being transparent about our intimacy?
He even looks at her from under his eyebrows to emphasize the euphemism. He's like, you know, wink wink, all that clattering about we did last night. But Cleo is willing to keep trying.
You probably missed the fact that I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt.
And seeing Cleo give a little, Christian decides to try and steal the next base and pokes just a little harder.
Are you though? I don't feel like that.
Totally not showing his manipulation, sense of self-worth, irresponsibility, lack of empathy, lack of remorse. Hang on a second.
This was really, really extremely rough for me today.
You poor thing, you. But after all those totally not manipulative words, Cleo opts to keep positive.
I'm kind of trying to keep the peace, shut it all down and not think about it.
Did you see him look like a naughty kid getting away with stealing the last cookie then? Rubbing his little hands together with a smug grin? And now he's got Cleo back on side, he's feeling confident and goes in for the charm offensive on Cleo's friend. Even did a bit of a British accent.
Like hang out and have a pint and...
So she does an impression of someone who wants to...
Sure.
And he does an impression of awesome.
Awesome.
He's gonna have to try a bit harder than that to melt old Frosty Pants here. She's chillier than a polar bear's chili bits. But she does see it for what it is.
I did feel that he was very defensive, but also attacking.
And after all that help, Cleo just leaves her outside in the middle of London on her own to wait for a taxi.
I don't know if I believe that it was just a simple misunderstanding, because...
Nice. And now it's time for bed, where all the games begin. And the couple are somewhat reflective about their day.
We're doing good now though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, good. Good job, you two. One last stop for today, and it's with Tyray, who has met the woman who's not the woman, but who's kind of the woman he was talking to for 4 years. And he's asked the direct question.
You don't have anything to do with this, right?
that his Sherlock skills come up negative.
When Carmella tells me that she's not involved with this scam, I believe her.
Yeah, because
Stealing my identity in a sense.
this is the greatest piece of acting since Chance said I'm sorry.
I'm not any closer to finding out who this person really is.
Yes, you are. You've been right next to the answer for weeks. But your head's so deep in the sand. Carmella was a guy called Christian, not the gaslighty one, who used some girl's pictures, with or without her knowledge, not totally convinced by the denial. And you just fell for it. Fine, no worries, put it down to experience and move on. Being nowhere near dropping it down, Tyray milks it for a bit of sympathy.
A lot of people are saying sometimes you don't get closure, and it's like...
Yes, it is. We all knew weeks ago. And I just reiterated it 10 seconds ago. It's more about whether he's prepared to accept the contents of that closure. Meeting the person who is used to bait wasn't enough. Research team contacting the Christian and him fully admitting everything wasn't enough. Where's the mystery?
I hope I didn't burst the fantasy.
No.
No, no. He's wrapped that fancy in so much cotton wool, he's got no idea that's been deflated. Although not Carmella does have a word or two resembling wisdom.
Don't stick around and see how red the flags can get.
But I think Tyray's getting that little glint in his eye.
Definitely feels like we're vibing. And that's confusing, but it makes me feel good.
Leave her alone, Tyray. He's even bought her a little gift.
Oh, it's a candle.
Of course it's a bloody candle. It's always a bloody candle. Whether it's a sorry I slept with 10 women for slow-mo, or a hi, I'm your son's alcoholic jewelry touting nightmare. Oops, I mean girlfriend. It's always a bloody candle. And then...
So, are you in a relationship right now?
Stop it. But it's all fine, and they agree to be friends. So Tyray leaves wearing the sofa. Yeah, don't worry about all that chivalrous ladies first business.
Meeting the real Carmella showed me that I need to get out of my shell.
And with that, Tyray walks off into the night.
Sorry, Beckman. I'm terrified beyond the capacity for rational thought.
And it's time for me to walk off into the sunset too. Thank you so much for being here, and it's been great to have you. If you like this little video, then please try one of these little fun bags. So until I see you again, stay beautiful, love to my 3, and you take care of yourself.